In the last video, we talked about RAG, which helps the agent pull real data so it never guesses. We also covered tools and how they give the agent extra capabilities. And finally, we set up our sales agent with 4 read-only Google Sheet tools and a calculator tool to make its answers accurate and reliable. Now, our agent is useful, and we're gonna make it a bit more trustworthy. So numbers are right, sources are cited, and risks are controlled. Today we'll talk about how we have improved the accuracy and reduced the risk of an AI agent while building it. But I want to make it that little bit more specific so you would know why certain things were there for that reason. First, let's talk about hallucination. Hallucination is when an AI states something confidently that isn't true. It happens because the model predicts the next likely word. It doesn't inherently know facts. If we don't constrain it, it will happily guess. The way I normally explain it, imagine yourself doing a multi-choice questionnaire where you have A, B, C, D as a potential answer. Imagine you doing that questionnaire and you don't know which answer to pick. All of them look the same to you. You would pick randomly out of the 4 because at least then you have 25% chance of being correct. Well, AI LLMs, they do the same thing. If they don't have one clear likely answer, they will just give an answer because they're trying to be helpful. And that is the hallucination. Why do language models get numbers wrong? Language models are brilliant at spotting patterns in text, but unreliable with arithmetic or tabular logic. They might reason to have wrong total, mix units, or round incorrectly. The fix isn't to make the model smarter, it's to change the workflow. You ground the answers in data and calculate with the tool and validate before sending. If you've seen the previous episode, you remember we added a calculator and then we demonstrated that when we asked the model for grand total, it used that calculator. This is one of the tools that we added. And that's to make sure the model knows which tool to use to add the numbers together rather than trying to guess. If you were to ask the model without a calculator 1 + 1, it will tell you the answer is 2. But it's not because it knows how to do the math, but because it's seen plenty of examples online on the internet where 1 + 1 usually follows by 2. So what are the quick wins for reliable output? There's 3 quick terms to remember. Number 1 is grounding. You pull the data from your sources of truth and not the model's memory. The example we did before was Google Sheets that our model was talking to. Number 2 are examples. Show agent the short worked examples so it can copy for the right behavior. Within our model, within the configuration, we provided examples about how and what to output. Not only that, but also provide what sort of format needs to be used. And number 3 is the validation. Recalculate with the tool and compare to source. If numbers don't match, agent must stop and ask for clarification. While we have not implemented in our agent that particular example, it's a very common practice in the industry. Have one or multiple agents working together or alongside of each other and get one to check the answer for the other. Both of them working with the same numericals and they should come up with the same answer. If they don't, they will try again. Always match controls to the impact. If your AI agent is giving internal advice, then probably light checks are enough. If the customer-facing or money-impacting advice, then add a human review and also keep an eye on an audit to make sure you know where the data is coming from. For high-risk tasks, your goal is simple: reliable, repeatable, auditable answers. This is done introduction to the topic. We did not necessarily build all the necessary audits and checks in place. But out of the box with the NA10, you already have access to tools like executions, where you see all the past executions and why agent answered any particular question. Information such as what was asked and what it answered is stored there. Although it depends on the plan that you subscribe, the storage will be limited. It doesn't take that much more to build a permanent audit trail where you keep all the questions and answers asked. You are also able to build evaluations where for your agent you provide the test data and the answers that you expect. And that way you ensure that as your AI model change, as you wire different LLMs to place, your AI still behaves the same. It becomes your test suite that you use every time to ensure your process is still reliable. There are many more examples of how to make your agents reliable. A couple more for you to take away today. Ask your agent to refuse to provide answers when they are ungrounded and when there is no data. For example, if any sheet call returns 0 rows, don't fabricate, ask for clarifications. Another one is to limit the surface for mistakes, where you, for example, change or limit the date ranges and the row counts. More than 5,000 rows, ask the user it to narrow the period, or normalize units and currencies, return a unit field explicitly, round only at the final step of validations compared to true values. Some other examples that you can see in our prompt was, for example, only one tool call per turn. That, in my experience, significantly reduces the chance of errors. We provide a number of examples on how exactly use the tool, which in our testing demonstrated to significantly improve performance. As you can see, use the valid ID and never try to guess. We had to specifically or explicitly tell the AI agent never guess the IDs that it's used. And we provide a whole example for the workflows to make sure it knows exactly how to work and in what order to improve accuracy. Within NA10, you would enforce the quality by saying require specific output format. Then you would add output parser over here that will allow you to specify exactly the answer that you're expecting, that is, in what format they should do. We use that often for technical integration, where we, for example, expect AI to provide specific answer that goes back into CRM system. So as you can see, with the grounding, calculator tool, and the validation steps, we turned a clever chatbot into a reliable data assistant. It can now explain its numbers, it can cite where it got from, we record what's been asked and what's been answered, and we know when to ask for help. In the next and final episode, we're going to talk about how to deploy an agent like this one into production, how to make sure it's available to other team members, it's monitored for errors and mistakes. I'll see you in the next one.